about Lou Rawls and UNCF, United Negro College Fund. Please donate to our black colleges and universities.
Hey, I'm excited about this. So let's get this thing kicked off, man. We got none less than the commentary is joining us here.
The most notorious show on the network that gets the most comments.
I like to make it hard for people to follow up. So what's up, y'all, man? I just need to, I'm just going to get out the way. Me and these white people behind me are just going to sit back here. We're going to just wait and see how things go.
Listen. I don't even know where we're supposed to start except for the fact that, like, I'ma just say it. Will Smith was protecting his black woman. That's it. That's all. That's where we're going to start. And I'm going to just leave it there for a second.
Shout out, what you got for me, Doug? Okay. Oh, hold on. I don't want y'all agreeing. No, actually, I do want y'all to agree because I know that ain't going to last for too long. So go ahead, AI. What you got?
AI. What you got?
I agreed that he was definitely protecting his black woman. I'll keep my however for now.
you using your however like a draw too. I hear you. I see you.
Yeah.
All right, shot.
However, that's why I started. Nah, but on a serious tip, man. Shout out to Daryl. I don't know if you saw my shout out to you on my Facebook.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, because you inspired my post, and I was trying to get on Harlem B with it. But seriously, I just felt, and this is where I'll start, that I do agree, at the end of the day, you're not going to let somebody just talk reckless about your wife, your significant other, so on and so forth. In Will's case, I feel, now all of this is alleged, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. I was not in this man's seat and all of that, but it just seemed like it's that moment where a nigga get fed up. You know what I'm saying? And regardless if he didn't say something to the brother who was, hitting it long dick style and all that other stuff, it was just like Chris was just in the wrong place at the right time for the right incident. But there are some howevers.
So, Shy, let me throw I'm gonna throw a reverse in there real quick.
Please do.
Keep the however and the draw too. Here's the thing for me. You hit the point that I've been thinking about the entire time. We spent a good piece of Q2 of the pandemic going in on Will about his reaction to the August Alsina situation, had my man out here as a meme, like really had him in the streets getting drugged. Like eventually all of them deposits that you make gonna pay out. And I think we just saw Will hit the lotto last night. Like that was just it. It just went one step too far. And it's like, what you expect? You just think you can just push people forever and then that's gonna be who you are. And for me, I saw a lot of people say that they felt like that was about his ego or it was about something else. It wasn't about Jada. Here's the thing, being married, being in a relationship, whatever it is, you always gonna have some ego close to that, no matter what.
Right.
And it's gonna be, and your ego gonna get intertwined with hers. And so maybe he laughed at that joke for a second. But here's the thing. I don't know about anybody on here, but I can probably say all the rest of y'all that heard something before in your life, and it might have took a little second for you to realize, hold up, he got me messed up. And then you look over at your woman and you realize it really got her messed up. It's gonna put you in a different spot.
Well, I tell you this much, man. I know Jada wasn't from St. Louis because St. Louis women, they would have been out the church before Will even start laughing.
Yeah, he'd been doing that waist tackle.
Yeah, a St. Louis sister would have been on his ass quick.
So speaking of which, let's say that you're in that seat and you got that reaction. What's the situation looking like?
Well, first of all, I feel like there's a time and place for everything, right? So his bitch ass wouldn't have got that joke off on me because I say that because number one, he wasn't even supposed to make that joke. Sir, that was not written into your script. So that's number one, how you got me fucked up. Number two, just in 2018, you tried to roast me and I wasn't even in the building. So that's number two, how you continue to try to like get shit off. I'm gonna let you get that off and I'm gonna fuck you up behind stage because you're not gonna have me out here embarrassing myself. Period. You're not gonna have me out here looking crazy, embarrassing myself. But I do feel like Jada should have kind of nudged, kind of should have nudged Will, like, hold on, sit your ass down. But maybe she didn't know that he was about to smack the shit out of Chris Rock, because he definitely rocked his shit.
So you saying don't fuck up the bag?
Don't fuck up the bag. Don't embarrass yourself, because Will,
that's
like,
fucking up the bag.
It is, but it's really not, because I said this yesterday. These are wealthy people problems. Okay, this ain't even in none of our tax brackets. Okay, we in they business, in the business that don't pay us. But since we're here, I don't feel like it's gonna fuck up Will's bag. They're not gonna take his Oscar away from him. I definitely just feel like it's a teachable moment, but it also lets us, we forget that these people are not superhuman. We can't negate the fact that they have human imperfections just because they're famous and wealthy and well known. But Jada definitely should have kind of pulled that nigga coattails, like, nigga, sit your ass down, because it is comparing apples and oranges. He didn't have that same energy for August Alsina. And we also know, because he mentioned it, he definitely didn't have that same energy for Pop. So why you got this energy for Chris Rock?
So let me ask a question about that. Anybody can grab it. So yeah, we definitely know that we saw that in the past. This wasn't the Will we got. This wasn't all the things that happened. But for me, again, I'm gonna go back to the thing. I feel like this whole last couple of years, him writing this book, doing all this, we getting tipping point Will right now. And I think that Will just got pushed up over that edge. Now, obviously, you always gonna cash your checks where you know they're gonna go through at. I ain't here to say August Alsina ain't a check that Will could have cashed. Pac probably wasn't. He was a different man when Pac was alive 25 years ago. But I think that, again, it's cumulative effect, man. Like, Will just got to the point where it's like enough is enough. And you already did this once, and now you're doing it right in front of my face. That's a step too far. I don't know. That's my thought.
Well, I just wanted to say this real quick, and to respond to your thought. First and foremost, where I would still say it could potentially fuck up the bag, you kind of just said it. It's like somebody having an avatar, and you lead with your avatar. And if your avatar, could potentially be that you did some clown shit off of emotion, then you could get seen like that before you get seen for all your great accolades. It's like they always say in corporate America, you could do 1,000,001 great things, but it's that one thing you do that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That you'll get seen by first. Secondly, what's funny about I always fuck this dude name up, Alsina. I guess I said it right.
Augie. Let's go by.
Okay, August. In which I don't know.
Augie. No, I mean, but they call him Augie.
His name is Augie.
What is mama name?
August.
I'ma call him. No, but anyhow, I always found it like it's a good point that he ain't stepped to him, and I always wondered, well, how vested was that young man into the family to where Will kind of would fall back off of it. Chris ain't got no skin in the game with him outside of, like Harlem said, talking shit 2 years prior. So you can get the face smacked off your head for that.
But how do we know that? How do we know? Because we know that Augie and Jada had an entanglement, and they did this in front of, like, within the confines of Will's personal space, right? How do we know that he ain't walk up on Augie like he walked up on Reggie in Bad Boys 2? How do we know? We don't
know about none of this shit.
But no, I think we would have known, because August Alsina obviously is telling all the tea. So he would have put out there, and Will try to put his hands on me, but I'm a real nigga from New Orleans. And, it didn't happen to me, though, but he tried. He would have put something out there if he did try, because he's already like putting it out there that, like, he's already telling the secret that they used to mess around. Like, that's already shows you what he was on.
This is true, but I think yes, we have watched Will become very unhinged over the last year or so, right? We've watched him, get the tripping and shit, and I think what we saw last night was just a nigga that was tired of being the butt of everybody's jokes. But not only that, he was also tired of watching his black wife be the butt of people's jokes when she's dealing with something that she literally cannot control. And when we think about it, Jada has always been highly regarded for her beauty, right? For all of her hair and all of this shit. Like, we think Jada is just beautiful. So you got this nigga here who looks funny, making jokes about her in a room full of white people who really don't like black women, laughing at her and not with her. It wouldn't have been funny if it was, a cancer joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she had cancer, the shit wouldn't have been funny. So why is it funny? Because it's alopecia? Like, the shit really wasn't funny.
Well, I'm going to ask this question of everybody. If this was Ricky Gervais, would this have been the same? Would this have got the same reaction? And Ricky Gervais goes hard at the Oscars.
No. That's the answer. No. I mean, the truth of the matter, I didn't even know she had alopecia. I mean,
I didn't know that
either. People saying it's public. Oh, she's been very open about it. Like, you got to think about it. People like, well, Chris is in Hollywood. Bruh, he may not have time to sit on TMZ and Shade Room like you. Like, I didn't know that she had alopecia. I'm going to be honest with you. Like,
y'all live under a rock? Y'all thought she was just bald-headed by choice?
I mean, she might be Black Panther or something, like, I didn't know. I'm being real. That wasn't no digging.
Come on now, y'all. Now, one thing that y'all know is how black women are about their hair. And that's why I'm not buying this whole Chris Rock didn't know shit. He did a fucking documentary about black women and their hair.
Right, but that don't mean he has to know that. I mean, I can't say he did or didn't. I know I did. You know what I'm saying? And then you do have sisters who do shave their hair just to grow it back and stuff like that. So it's not always alopecia. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. And
I definitely didn't know.
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm just saying I definitely didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did y'all know that he went off script to like literally pick at her? That joke was not written, and ABC confirmed that joke was not.
But Harlem, what if Ricky Gervais did that? Ricky Gervais went in on a handicapped dude and said, I would give you a high five, but you can't raise your arms up.
Well, one thing that we know is that comedians,
like, I mean, that's
a lot of comedians, and I was telling my son this morning, like a lot of comedians back in the day, and I feel like Chris Rock is one of those comedians, right? He's kind of along the lines of Eddie Murphy in his early days, Robin Harris. Like, they didn't care what your ailment was or who they talked about. Like, they was gunning for you. A lot of that shit that was able to fly under the radar, and we found that shit to be hysterical back in the day, no longer flies because people are extremely sensitive. I feel like Chris Rock knew what he was doing. He constantly picks at Jada because they went out on a date. The shit was whack. She said something about it. He started to put the commentary about this date in routines in his stand-up, and Will told his ass back then, hey, bro, chill. That's my wife. Like, chill out. I feel like he did it on purpose. He was intentionally picking on her, and he wasn't expecting to get the taste knocked out of his mouth.
Yeah, so, I did find it interesting. I will say this about that, where like when Chris finished, saying what he said about Jada, it was kind of like a little jargon about, okay, well, that was, what did he say? Like, oh, that was easy, not easy, but that wasn't. So
he said that was a good joke. He was like, that was a nice joke. That's what he said. That was a nice.
Yeah, it was something along the line. Yeah, and so when he said that, I was like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? Because that does insinuate like I'm airing you out a little bit, but I'm leaning back at the same time. So that threw me for a loop.
So let me ask this. Obviously one of the big things that happened today is the event happened last night. The incident, I should say, happened last night. It is what it is. But today has been a landmine situation on social media, right, as everybody's tried to figure out their position with this and do that. And I will admit, I intentionally threw some traps out there, and I meant every word of what I said out there. Right. But I had a good time today in just seeing how many people was gonna throw themselves in the business that wasn't theirs. Like, get it away from Will and even Chris Rock and Jada in this whole situation. It was one of the mornings where everybody woke up and was an expert on things that wasn't necessarily applicable to their life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to always bring things back to where it need to be and to put a little order into things. But
Right.
you know, I'm gonna ask y'all, and AI, I'm gonna bring this to you first, man, because you're my resident specialist in this area. What's the how's the climate been out in the social media world today, as everybody's trying to make their own mark in this moment for
Hey
themselves?
man, I want him to go his however first, then go into that, because he did say however. I want him to do that and then answer your question.
Right,
I don't want us to miss that, and then he can go into that. I just want to know his however, and then we go into that.
Alan just want to argue anyway.
Oh no, so what I started off with was that I said that he was protecting this Black woman, right? Like I don't think that anyone is outside of agreement on that, and I'll use that loosely, right? So sure, I said it. I think that we just saw a fed up Will. Like, he been getting it. Like, his face been on memes, everything for the past 2 years. Like, his private life is now public, like very public, right? Like, you're exposed, and regardless of what you and your wife, decide to do in your household, we know now, right? And you getting drove because man, he's a beta male now, and Jada run that. We've been on Jada ran that. Like, Pac, he not Pac, like, right? Like, how do you feel coming out the crib with that every day? Like, oh, you not Pac, man. He ain't Pac. Her real dude she wanted dead. Like, she got to go to heaven to be happy. Like, bro,
You gotta go to heaven to be happy.
that's insane, right? Like, real talk.
I might make that y'all show section. They gotta go to heaven to be happy.
Man, that's it. That's all. That's the one right there. Because Pac would have shot him. Okay, so let's be clear on that.
She got to go to heaven to be happy, right? Like, they say, oh, she's not satisfied. So Cass is really out here. Like, we neglecting the fact that, Will Smith, like, he's still a West Philly cat, man. Like, Will ain't never been like no soft dude, if we being real about it. Like, if you know the industry, he ain't never been no soft dude. And there is a such thing as evolution out here. Like, people, they always want to remember to hold you. So I think that situation, I don't find it appropriate from any standpoint, right? Like, I don't know. I can only look at it from my eyes. I don't know if Chris knew that she had alopecia. I don't know. I didn't know. And I find out a lot of people didn't know, but other people are like, oh, she's been very public about it. That's cool. Some of us go to work and have other things to do, and we don't sit and wait for the next Red Table Talk, just like y'all don't wait for the next episode of commentary or whatever else. Cool. I respect it. Look, I took some shots right there.
It's all good.
No, hey, I'm gonna say, hey, AI, you made a good point there, though, man. I want to get in on that, man. You got to be careful who you dealing with when you feel like you're dealing with what somebody puts out versus who they really are. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Will Smith is still who he is underneath, getting jiggy with it, and summertime, and the kids and all of that stuff, man. Like, at the end of the day, Will is still that guy, and he proved it. And this is another thing why you always need to be careful who you talk to and how you talk to them. Yeah, and that's what I think is my takeaway from the whole thing, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, man. I had like a list of thoughts, but I'll be on here talking forever for everybody. So
look, this the Rawls Parade of Stars, the SOLC edition. Get off what you need, my brother.
Boom.
Okay, so I have a question, because 3 of y'all on here have Black female significant others.
Mm-hmm.
A nigga steady coming at your girl, disrespectful, y'all in a public place. What is your reaction? All right,
I had this argument with Teddy earlier, because me and Teddy had a big argument. Teddy has locked in. He's going to be in. He'll be on in this in a little while. I said to him, this is like when Ain't No Playing GA used to come on. That's how old I am. It come on in the spot. And your girl is kind of close to dance for it. She noted that Ain't No One Playing GA is on. What's the possibility to go down? Now, everybody out there bouncing, they're not intentionally trying to maybe bang into your lady, but they're not also trying to look at it and trying to like stop either. So they just bouncing, whoa, and then they bounce and maybe hit her. They still doing their thing. They laughing, boom, and you just go off and just hit them. You ain't even check on AOG. Chill. Yo, quit bouncing over here towards my girl.
Right. Yeah.
I'm about to dispute that. Okay. And I'm gonna do this in the point where Rashad was right there when this happened.
What happened, my G?
When we were down at one of your joints down there by the Fox and by the Symphony Hall and all of that, and dude was in there. Yeah. He was turning up. It was a whole thing, and it was a whole joint where it was bumping into my now wife, bumping into me. I had white on, dude had a shirt with drinking and all of that. Almost had the whole thing. We almost had a whole situation because of it. And It's like, and at the end of the day, your default, my default is that the respect gonna go to her first and foremost.
Well, no, but did you just hit him? Did you just hit him though, Matt?
No, I didn't just do that.
But you checked him first, right? You checked him first.
No, but it did get intense. It got intense. That's all we'll say.
I don't have gears, so I'm either at 5 or I'm at 100. And we got real lucky with this one where I got to like 95, and it was like a good thing. But it's like you're gonna have those situations where those things happen. I mean, hell, I took a swing on dude down on Bourbon Street for disrespect like that. I don't care. So that's why when everybody's been here talking about how they feel about what Will did, when you in that moment, man, you don't got all this time to do all this Monday morning.
I want to put a caveat in for it, Matt. If you making 20 mil a year, and like, do you think about something like that?
Me?
I'm asking you a question.
Do you think I would react any differently?
No, but I still gotta ask the question for the people. I know you.
I'm just saying that's just a question. It is what it is.
I know you, but I'm just saying for the people. Somebody.
No, I don't. I think the point is made where I think that what Will did, Will just reacted with his natural self, like what AI was talking about with the West Philly cat. Like some things happen, and you just go back to your base version of yourself. Now to the point that we was making about at Shad's joint. It diffused very quickly, but it picked up very quickly. I think that Will just went that extra 5 miles an hour. Because here's the thing I'm going to say. Will got halfway up that stage because he had enough time to walk where you could think about where he was headed. Will decided. And Will chose violence in that.
So he says it was premeditated at that point, right?
At that point, he was committed. He couldn't go up there and walk back.
Yeah. And then I would say
because Jada probably looked at him and was like, nigga. It might have been I don't know if it was a look of pain on her face because we did after we saw her like kind of like nigga, you're not funny. We didn't see her face anymore to even see how she reacted to him smacking Chris Rock or to him telling Chris Rock keep his wife effing name out his mouth. We never saw her reaction to none of that ever again at the end of the night.
That's true.
Yeah. I would just say, just to piggyback off of what you said, man. My bad, AI. I'll just get this out real quick. Yeah, that event, man. I'm very proud of you, Matt, because that could have went to. We'll just leave that at that. And I'm proud of you. I think I told you that before too.
Well, absolutely, we talked, but the point about that is that would have been wild, unnecessary because we ended up chopping it up right after that, and I have no malice at all for my man. But when things happen like that, people just go into who they are on either side of it real quick.
And so just to piggyback off of that, just things that have happened in my personal life, it's been levels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what Daryl said, where it's just like, you know, somebody playing a Pastor Troy song and the sister's like too close to the ruckus. You know what I'm saying? If I can get to my lady, you know what I'm saying, before that happens, I'm pulling her out the way.
Yeah.
But if she gets hit, then, you know, it's been situations, I'll just say that I pulled the guy to the side and said, hey, brother, can I holler at you for a second? And just, you know, woo-wop, this is who this is to me. I didn't appreciate X, Y, and Z. I've done it. Then I've also, and I ain't no tough guy, none of that shit. But when you protecting what's yours, I've grabbed a nigga by his throat and walked him out of the little bowling alley fucking downtown or whatever. But that was a situation where, you know, the dude was trying to lift up my shorty's shirt to look at her ass.
Also, now you talking about sexual assault. That's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, hands,
right.
So we talking about just words or like somebody bumping somebody. You went to straight sexual assault.
Right. But you know what? No, but I'm just saying, like, you know, allegedly, you know, it's levels. But I think that any man on this call, you know, if is a woman that's in your life, not no plaything or nothing like that, or even a sister that you cool with. Because sometimes you ain't in a relationship with a sister, but if I see somebody fucking with Harlem, I'm not going to stand around and try to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like, because my allegiance is to her. You know what I'm saying?
Are you going to smack him, though? Open hand, palm to cheek, smack him, though.
And
like,
I have a
that's
question
all I
for
need
y'all.
to know.
If somebody put their hands on you and I was there.
We ain't talking about hands here, Rashad.
We're talking about verbal. We're talking about if Manny keeps
in real
talking,
life, too.
Or are you going to smack him?
If he say something slick to you? If he
Look, I'm about to be in DC.
Yeah, if he say something slick to you, I'm like, shit, Harlem, before I even get there, probably gonna make the nigga cry with her words alone. But I'm gonna be right by your motherfucker.
But I mean, this is a question for y'all. On my last question for y'all, was this Will's ego more than him protecting Jada?
Ooh, I would say yes. I would wholeheartedly say yes. I think that you know, like I'm all for where you commit the foul is where you shoot the shot. Like that's legit where I'm at. Like, I use that in life. Like, you foul me, bro, I'm going to the line, I'm shooting my shots, and that just happened to be where the foul was committed, right? So he had to go to the line and shoot his shots, and I think that, like I said, what was it? He not too long ago he dropped a picture of him, kind of. I don't even want to, but he was standing. How he was standing with his hands on his hips in the boxer briefs with his stomach out and all that. Everybody, oh man, this dude, he fruity. He out there, like, he's been getting hammered by pop culture, by social media, by everybody for the past 2 years, man. That was just his moment to regain. And I say that figuratively, but that was just his moment for him to be like, look, y'all play on me, but look, I was Ali. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was Ali out here, bro. I'm West Philly. Like, y'all forgot, for real, my wife the baddest in the game, and I got her. Like, y'all got me twisted. So, while Chris was just accessible, unfortunate for him, Will was like, you know what? This is my moment. The world is watching.
But
I would like to respectfully disagree with you, Alan. I don't think that it was his ego at all.
Gotta show me wish, man.
I don't think of course, yes, it's been very difficult to watch Will be berated and talked about and laughed at and turned into memes. And we've seen very emotional sides of him, right? We've seen his human side, like, he's married to this woman. He loves her, whatever. He also finally decided it was time for him to focus on his family. He left that white girl alone that he'd been messing with for years. So, he's focused on his family. But I do honestly think that as a man, as a husband, as somebody who loves his wife, he was tired of seeing, like, you look at your wife and you see that this is something that she deals with every day. It hurts her. You got my wife fucked up, bro. And now I'm finna smack you. And I do think that had it been anybody else, they probably would have got smacked too.
Really?
So I don't think. Yes, I do.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I don't
disagree with that.
Nobody better. Matt said he wanted us to disagree. So there y'all go. I don't think
that Matt said something very genius. Matt said something very genius on here that I think got by everybody, and that is that long walk to smack the shit out of Chris Rock. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a man, emotion and standing up for my woman, just 100%. I'm gonna run up to Chris Rock and drop kick him in his fucking face. But if I walk up to you and smack the shit out of you, that's ego. That's ego. Plus, he has the pimp straight.
I don't think so. I think him smacking him, like, I think that's different. I think that was, I'm finna emasculate your bitch ass. Because honestly, if I punch you in the face, if he would have punched that man in the face, Chris Rock wouldn't have been no more show. And they probably would have been actually fighting on TV, because ain't no way. Like, Chris took that smack, right, and it was very emasculating. It's got to make you feel so humiliated to be open hand smacked by another.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, because we agree, because the open hand smack is ego based. You just said it yourself. I'm finna break you down. That's an ego tactic. Emotional, you windmilling. I'm telling you that as a man. Like, not to turn it into a man or woman thing, but emotional men probably be super wild versus just, I'm going to just walk down this long pathway to emasculate you, like you said. It's ego. Infused with emotion.
So I'm sure that y'all gonna have some more things to throw in on this on the next episode of commentary. This is
No, we done with this conversation.
Right, we'll be done.
We done with this conversation. We are
that now.
done.
You're saying that now, but I'm gonna tell you, this is the type of event that comes back up like the O.J. Simpson situation. This is gonna be something that we're gonna be comparing to permanently. This is gonna be
I'm thinking about making a full scenario segment that me and Matt talk, the Will Smith watch. Like, what is Will Smith up to now?
Oh Lord.
Well, you know what? I just want to say this.
He's
while
like
we're
Batman.
talking about, while we're talking about how Will Smith, smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, I think we also have to give honorable mention to the other slap that happened last night when Tiffany Haddish checked the shit out of that correspondent who said, "Oh, you did a costume change," and she said, "I'm not wearing a costume. This is what money looks like. This is what money looks like." The girl really tried her, and she read the hell out of her. And I think that was an even more honorable slap in the face than that of what Chris Rock got. Yeah, absolutely. I think that she really tried to downplay the sister, and Tiffany was like, "Hold on, ho, bring it back a notch. Let me get you together.
To get you together."
So we'll talk about that on commentary. We're not talking about Will and Chris Rock on commentary.
Can we at least talk about the form and dynamics of the smack, because it wasn't a good smack. It was elbow, he was on tippy toes.
Chris ate it.
You think, Alan? I really kind of feel like it was that Batman smack from the cartoon Batman. I do. I feel like it was a good ass smack.
His bow tie didn't spin, so he all right.
I mean, Chris took one step to the right. The dynamics. It was an elbow smack. It wasn't and I think there was alcohol involved. He was definitely on that Henny.
He did look like he was.
He was definitely on that Henny.
Crown Apple Chronicles in that time.
Yeah, he was definitely on that Henny. But I'll leave that alone. I think that
commentary. Thank y'all for joining the SOS Parade of All Stars. We looking forward to the next episode. Shout out to you, Manny. You thought we forgot about you, pimp. I've been on you. I'm gonna find you, pimp.
We already did.
Hey, we go.
So if a nigga walk up and smack you, Manny, you know why?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So so for everybody, we're gonna keep it rolling, man. Coming up next in a couple of minutes, we coming for you to talk about the storyline with this whole thing, because this has definitely got some pro wrestling twist to it as well. So we're gonna be right back with we coming for you commentary again, man. Peace and love. We appreciate
y'all.
Peace.